Hello, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to Ongaku, the podcast where three friends come together and break down what's new in the Japanese music industry. This is the podcast for the week of June 5th, 2020. I'm your host, Ken, and with me we have Luna.
Hello, everyone. Oh, Genki.
Oh, Genki indeed. And Gray.
What's happening, dudes?
Yep. How are we this lovely week?
Been interesting. It's been a very long week, but I'm glad it's over because vacation began starting at about 2:30 for me. I'm off
Any
for a
big
week.
plans?
No, we are cleaning the whole house, which means I need to clean out our garage. We have a two-car garage and we can't fit one car in it. So, first
Staycations
up,
are fun too.
the garage. Yep, it's a staycation with tons of cleaning, organizing, and getting our house in order. So, in a way, I'm excited because I get to organize my stuff. In a way, I'm not because I have to clean the garage in 90-degree weather
Yeah, that
with
does
high
not sound
humidity.
pleasant. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I've been exercising. I've been pudgy boy, and I've been trying to lose weight. So I have been exercising, watching what I eat, and stuff like that. I've been losing a lot of weight as of late, and I'm doing pretty good. I'm hanging in there. I've been a little depressed with everything that's going on, and so I've kind of just been hunkering down and focusing on working on the site. And I've been working on a big project that we'll talk about here in a little bit that I'm really excited for everybody to see. This is, I think, like the biggest project that I have been involved with, as far as this is basically my baby, and very nervous, but also excited to get it out in the public and for everybody to listen to, and hope everyone enjoys it. It was a lot of fun putting together, and it still has some work left to do on it, but I am eagerly anticipating its big debut.
But let's continue on to what's we've been listening to. Let's start with you, Gray.
I haven't been listening to too much. I have developed a new addiction, which we will talk about here in a little bit. Other than that, I have been listening to next week's MC, so that'll be very interesting when we get around to that. And I have been listening to, you guys will think this is funny, I've been listening to a lot of AAA this week. But also, one of my favorite bands has announced they're dropping a new album, and I started going back and listening to their music. So I'm eagerly anticipating that. I still need to get LOL's second album, but it is, or not second, their third album. I still need to get that, but hopefully I'll be able to afford it soon. Other than that, not too much. What have you been listening to, Luna?
So I haven't been listening to super much. However, of course, I think we all have a new addiction this week. And I was listening to A Witch's Kyujaku album in my car for most of the week. I will say that is a solid album. Every track is fantastic. She has some killer rap, some great vocal skills, and I am like in love with the first like half of the album because it's all just some jamming tracks. The second half is great, but not like the first half. I've also been listening to Michi and Kat McDowell again, their song Paralyzed. And AAA, I went back to them because I've had Deja Vu stuck in my head all week. So, and Summer Revolution got stuck in my head as well. And there was something else I was listening to this week, and I should look at iTunes. I dived into a little K-pop again, but I'm not going to say who I was listening to. And there was someone else big that I was just sitting there binging. Kira. I was listening to a lot of Kira stuff because she dropped that new single Lovin' You, and I started going back and listening to her other digital singles she released this year and last year. And I freaking love her, and hopefully you will hear something special maybe in the next couple weeks about her. But that's been most of my week. I feel like I need to dive in more. What about you, Ken? What's been on your playlist?
First of all, you can hear me just hitting the mic every so often when you guys say that. Besides that, I also have a new addiction as of late. As I die internally inside as I say that. But I have been also listening to some AAA because continuing on to a couple other things that we were doing. And I've been listening to Kenshi Yonezu, a little bit of him, listen to a little bit of Syrup, because of his new EP and a couple of his newer tracks that he's been teasing digitally. But besides that, I've been listening to also Yoji Igarashi, been listening to a lot of Hirai Dai, which we'll talk more about in a little bit, and I went back to Utada Hikaru's Times single as well, because I've been like, oh, I forgot that she released this already, so I gave it a listen. And of course, Official Higedandism, and another group that will be on the Oricon as well, but more on that in a little bit. But with that, let's continue on with the news here, and you, Gray, will be starting us off, so go right ahead.
For our first article today, we're going to be talking about three-member rock band Zukara Deru, as they have released a brand new music video for their song Harukaze. The song Harukaze was actually on the band's last album that dropped in July of last year. And this is a very interesting and very beautiful music video. I recommend everyone checking it out. And if you did really enjoy the music video and you want to check out more of their music, we have a link to their last album in the article, so you can definitely check that out.
Then continuing on up to the lovely voice actress turned vocalist Kaori Ishihara announced that she will be releasing a brand new album titled Water Drop on August 5th. This will be the latest release done by Ishihara since their single Face to Face back in November of last year, and will be her second album overall. Not much is known at time of reporting, except that it will release with 11 tracks totals and come in 3 editions. You can check out all the lovely information along with the pre-order links for the track on our site, as long as the preview for her Empathy winter version from her latest tour live on the site as well. And then continuing on up to the lovely 4-member rock band Umineko Sounds announced that they will be releasing a brand new album titled Miso on May 27th, so this past week. This will be the latest release done by the band since their album Masala back in July of 2014, and will be their 3rd album overall. You can check out all the information about that on our site, as long as the music video for their track Akakunaru on the site as well. And then continuing on up to the voice actress turned vocalist Yui Ogura announced more information about her upcoming single Happiness Sensation by releasing both music videos for her A-side and the lyric video for her B-side on her official YouTube channel. Releasing on June 10th, this will be the latest single done by the artist since I Love You back in February, and will be her 12th single overall. The track is currently going to be used as the ending theme song for the card game anime Shadowverse, which Ogura also stars in. You can check out all the information about this on our site, as long as with the music videos on our site as well. And former member of the 3-member idol group Calafina, Keiko, broke out on her own and will be dropping a brand new single titled Inochi no Hana via Avex's, and she also dropped the music video on their official YouTube channel. Released across all digital music streaming platforms on May 27th, this is part of a double A-side release and will be her first release as a solo artist. You can check out all the information about this on our site, as long with the lyric video of Inochi no Hana on our site as well.
I'm so excited about this because I loved Keiko when she was part of Fiction Junction, Kajiri Yuki's other project. I love Keiko's voice. It's just so deep and so beautiful.
Yeah, I can't wait as well. So it's available now, so I'm pretty sure it's available on Apple Music, so you should give that a peek through.
I think that'll be my plans tonight, is to check that out.
All right, moving on up to our next article, we're going to be talking about 4-member rock band Suzin Q, as they have dropped their latest song on their official YouTube channel. The new song is titled Treasure Hunter. And since it was completed while everyone had to stay inside, they did something a little different and unique for the music video. What they did was they compiled images over the whole course of their career as they traveled and toured over the years, and compilated them together for the brand new music video, which we do have in the article. So you can definitely check that out if you are interested.
All right, next up is Japanese pop vocalist Millet parachutes into fans' eyes with new teaser. As you know, this parachute is on her most recent album, or first debut album, I should say, Eyes, which dropped on June 3rd. You can check out the teaser video on our website, and Parachute is an absolutely beautiful track. It showcases her English expertise and deep, mesmerizing vocals. You can also grab the editions of her album Eyes on our site. Track listing and photos are up. I got my copy in the mail, and it is freaking beautiful. I cannot wait to dive into this. I just haven't been able to peel that sealed packaging off yet because it's so nice looking.
Yeah, I saw your pictures for it. It does look very prestigious, and I don't know if I would be able to do that as well.
I feel like I should have bought a second copy, one for constant use and one for keeping sealed in mint condition.
Yeah, I've been thinking of doing that for Aina Aiba's new EP as well. Continuing on to the vocalist and ukuleleist Dai Hirai released the music video for his track Life Goes On Avex's official YouTube channel. Released across all digital music streaming platforms, this is part one of the two-part release that he promised on making this coming summer, and takes more of that summer feel as he jams out with an amazing ukulele rhythm and showing off his out of this world vocal skills, excuse me. You can check out all the information about this on our site, as long as the music video and the streaming links for the track as well.
All right, moving on up to our next article, we're going to be talking about music duo Yuzu, as they've dropped a brand new music video on their official YouTube channel. The new song is called Sono Toki Niwa, and it was shot in a private studio in Kitagawa, and it just features both the musicians playing back and forth, and it is a really catchy, fun song. If you enjoy it, you can definitely check it out on our site. Yuzu also just dropped their 15th album back in March called Yuzu Town, and it was released in 2 editions, so if you really like the new song and you want to pick up their latest album, you can do that. We have links for it on the site, so definitely give that a check.
All right, next up is popular Japanese rock group Duos Infinity sang fans a favorite song from Home. And those of you who don't know, they are also an industry veteran and have done a very iconic song, actually more than one iconic song in their career. And they sung, which I would consider their most iconic song, Fukaimori, which was used as the second ending theme to the popular anime Inuyasha. They did a home session of this with them all together, and you can see the bits and pieces. You see them all in their homes performing it, and it is a really cool performance. I freaking love this song. This and Shinjitsu no Uta were the two that got me into them. I would say the first two I heard by them because at the time I got into Inuyasha. Then I dived into a lot of their other music. I love them. I highly recommend fans and non-fans check this out. You will absolutely love it.
Going on up to the 3-member rock indie darling Fomer announced that they will be releasing a brand new mini album, Me o Tojireba, on July 1st. This will be the latest release done by the band since Force back in June of last year, and will be their 3rd mini album overall. It will release with 6 tracks total and will be available with 2 editions. You can check out all the lovely information about this on our site, as long as the official teaser for it on our site as well.
All right, moving on up to our next article, we're going to be talking about vocalist Aimer, as she has revealed she's going to be dropping a brand new single titled Spark Again, which is set to be released on September 9th. Spark Again is being used for the intro theme for the highly anticipated 2nd season of one of my favorite animes of last year, and that was Fire Force. And it looks to be pretty awesome, pretty interesting. We do have a teaser for the 2nd season of Fire Force. In the trailer, you can hear Spark Again in the background about 45 seconds or so into it. So you definitely get to hear a little teaser of it, and it is being released in 3 editions: a standard edition, limited edition, and an anime edition. The limited edition is going to come with a bonus DVD, and the anime edition is also going to come with a bonus DVD, but it's also going to feature various illustrations from the show. So if you're a Fire Force fan or if you're an Aimer fan, this is definitely something for you to check out. And we have links for everything on the site, along with the images for the cover, which is very, very, very pretty.
All right, so next up is Ayaka sings for the 2nd grade. Those of you who don't know, she is a Japanese pop vocalist and dropped her latest cover album, Yuon Club, second grade, on May 13th. This is her second installment in her cover album series, and it comes 7 years after her first one, Yuon Club First Grade, which released in 2013. This features covers of songs of young and older artists that Ayaka respects and loves, and has a total of 10 tracks. It actually comes in 3 editions. 2 of them you can grab the links for on our site. One is a CD/DVD limited edition. One is a CD standard. There is also a special 2 CD/DVD plus goods, but it's only available to fan club members. So if you are a member of our fan club, you can grab it. We have the track listing, however, for all 3 editions, along with the cover art. And check out the special digest video for this, because it's really cute. And I love it. I love Ayaka, and I'm so glad to see her bring this installment series back.
With that, let's continue on to this week's Musicona here, and I was the one that was in charge this week, and I shall introduce to you guys the lovely 5-member male idol group, Addiction. So, as I just stated, they are a male idol group that formed back in 2014, and they were originally formed as a 3-member unit, but they had the loving pledge of trying to break the norm of what it means to be a dance and rap unit in the music industry by venturing forth and giving fans a once-in-a-lifetime experience with their unique style and vocal range. While they're not really changing what it means to be this kind of unit in the already LDH and Johnny Entertainment crowded market, they have a lighthearted and over happy-go-lucky style, which sometimes might compare them to a K-pop style group. Actually, a lot of their things is I would say the merger of K-pop and J-pop style, which is really perfect for fans that just want a quick bite of pop goodness without being overbearing like what other groups do in the market. I really, really do like this, and I really do believe this. A lot of their vocal ranges that they have is just absolutely fantastic. Their rapper Muji shows off his very skillful verbalage whenever he gets the chance to, and he loves to do that. And when it does, it's a once-in-a-lifetime skill, and I was just surprised when I first heard him. Tracks like Party in the Sky, Come Back to Me are just very great examples of his expertise in this craft. And they bring a lot of comparisons, but they aren't just one-trick pony, as they bring out the very best in each member. You can check it out like listening to songs like Together and Rainbow and Destiny and Awakening for a lot of that bondness that they share for just the 5 years that they've been together. It's very, very interesting that they were able to bond like that over time very quickly. Currently, they are signed to Universal Music Japan, and they aren't stopping anytime soon. They released 2 singles in 2015 and 2016 prior to their signage with Universal, and in 2019 they have their track Further Away and /Destiny, and their upcoming track Who Are You and 005, which is set to release pretty soon in this month. The boys also released 2 albums, The Trip in 2016 and Party in the Sky in 2019. So I wanted to hear your guys' opinion of this, because as you guys know, I don't usually do boy groups.
So, as you know, I'm a little bit picky on my boy groups. However, I ended up loving Addiction, and I think for many of the reasons you said, Ken, is they have a K-pop style, however, they mix it with J-pop, and they do it so well, so you get a taste of both worlds. You don't get your pop and lock K-pop stuff, which is what current K-pop is. You still get your current J-pop style, but you get both feels. Like, they remind me of the older K-pop groups like Big Bang, SS501, Super Junior, Shinhwa, etc. Stuff like that I grew up absolutely loving and still love. And I like that they use that combination, and that's what a lot of the K-pop was back then that J-pop now is going towards. And I feel like their combination of that did such an amazing job. And I will say the rap in it blew me out of the water, because you don't see many boy bands who can rap like Muji does. He can hit it, and he hits it spot on. And like you said, like Party in the Sky is a perfect example of that. And I will say, not to mention, their vocal skills are fantabulous. My favorite song was Tomorrow. It is so beautiful. I love the music, like the piano work at the beginning, and it just flows into their vocal skills. Oh my god, it is amazing. And one of their early singles, Booze It Up, was such a fun dance track, and his rap in it is amazing. I cannot say enough about them in general. I thought their Party in the Sky album was a fantastic start. I mean, I absolutely loved almost every track on there, and their newest one, Further Away, I loved it, and I am excited for their new EP. I will say their B-side songs are also really good, like in Booze It Up, Be the One was amazing, and Way of Life. I just kind of fell in love with them, and they reminded me of how much I enjoy boy groups and what they can do when they have the members that mesh perfectly together and make all their music flow. And I also recommend the song Love Song because it is an amazing ballad, and I know, Gray, you really loved it as well. It is fantabulous with their vocal skills, and they have so much talent, and I love it.
Yeah, no, this group is fantastic. And first off, I just want to start off by saying, it's like, how dare you, Ken? You know I am the boy group guy. How dare you steal my title from me? Well, I'm just going to have to work harder to steal it back, but...
I mean, you can go right ahead and take it, man.
Yes!
I'm not too warm to the idea. You can have it.
But no, in all seriousness, this is actually a fantastic group. And yeah, I started off with their Addiction album, just like a lot of people, and it's a really good place to start. I really feel like this is just an absolutely fantastic album overall. I will say I did really enjoy more their vocal heavy performances over their more club style dance numbers, but their dance numbers are still very enjoyable and a lot of fun. And to be 100% fair, my favorite song was Party in the Sky. I loved that song. I was working out when I was listening to that song, and I was trying really hard to not dance and work out at the same time, and that song made it very, very difficult. That song, there was a party going on in the sky. So that song is absolutely amazing. But yeah, Love Song was like, when I first heard it, I about stopped exercising because it was so gorgeous and so beautiful. Just the vocal work in that is just so beautifully done. And these guys, you know, they really managed to pull their voice together so well, so wonderful, so harmonizing. It's very, very lovely sounding, and they're definitely not a one-trick pony. They have a wide range of songs that they can do. And another song that just absolutely blew me out of the water was Further Away. Just wonderful, absolutely amazing song. I thought Jackpot was just a really cool number. That's just a lot of fun to dance to. And so they have a lot of really interesting and fun songs to listen to, and definitely outstanding. They were a fun thing to listen to this week, and I had an absolute blast doing it.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things I ended up really did liking from them. And when they were on the Oricon for Further Away and Destiny a couple weeks ago, or this was not weeks ago, months ago, back in October, they were something that I was just like, I mean, I know what I kind of feel about them, but let me just kind of hunker down and kind of just give a little gander of what they really have for the table there. And I enjoyed it very much so. You are right there, Gray, where a lot of their vocal heavy stuff is absolutely fan-freaking-tastic, and that's what you need to win me over. You don't need to do any of the dance stuff. Not so much now, unless you have the skill to back it up with. And their vocal skills is just fantastic. And I wouldn't say they're on par with Color Curation, but they are the more impressive groups that have seen as of late. That vocal strength is one of their best traits. I would say that, because Color Curation is pretty top on there.
When we do our next music corner roundup, we're actually going to have like 3 or 4 boy groups to talk about. I'm like, wow, it's going to be a pretty boy group heavy group when we do it. So that'll be a lot of fun.
I already know which will probably be your number one.
I do too.
So, yeah, I'm glad you guys liked it. So, you guys can check out all the information about them on our site, their official site, their Twitter, and their Facebook page.
Thank you, Ken. It was a lot of fun listening to them.
Thank you so much. I had a great time checking them out.
Yep. And with that, let's continue on to the Oricon here. And, a little change here.
Yeah, it shaked up a little bit this week. I think we'll have a little bit more shakeup as things move on. I'm hoping so.
But yeah, with that, let's continue on to our number 10 here, and it's going to be once again Haru o Sugeru by Yama, and it's a returnee from a couple from last week as well. So,
Yep.
Did we have anything that we want to revise about our last statements from last week?
Not particularly.
Same, I don't have much to add.
Okay, same as me, but yeah, this week it's So They Lovely, 10,380 points. Continuing on up, it is Mai Ochiru Hanabira, Fallen Flower by 17. It's a good thing to see them once again. 17 is always really strong because they're that next wave of K-pop groups that has started to come over now. And like I said, when the track came out, they are very impressive, but we'll have to see what is going to come out next from them.
Yep, 100%. I do have a cousin that's a 17 fan, so.
I'm excited about seeing what's going to come next because I actually really like them and want to dive into their K-pop stuff now.
But yeah, Mai Ochiru Hanabira, So They Lovely, 11,851 points. And continuing on up to number 8, it is Pretender by Official Higedandism. Nothing much more we can say. It's been on here for a year, 2 months now.
Yep.
This week it's So They Lovely, 12,696 points. Going on up to number 7, it is Hakujitsu by King Nu. Nothing much more we can say. Great song. Love it.
Yep.
And this week it's So They Lovely, 13,019 points. Going on up to number 6, it is I Love by Official Higedandism. I probably helped that out, so yay me. But nothing much we can say more. One of their better songs, and it's still in the running up for one of my songs of 2020. This week it's So They Lovely, 13,999 points. And going on up to number 5, it is Daylight by Monofonica. This is the 4th band by the Bang Dream live action crew here, and this is their debut single. So what did we think about them? As I know from following Bang Dream that they were going to have an interesting premise, but what did you guys think of this song?
So, I actually really liked it. I think I liked the B-side a little bit more. However, I still thought Daylight was a solid track on there, and I liked it better than what we're going to talk about as number 1. Let's just put it that way. But it was fun. They had great vocal skills on there, and I mean, yes, it's kind of your typical anime thing, which you expect. However, I didn't mind that at all. Sometimes you want something like that, and I think they made a great debut. I mean, this is a solid single when you like both tracks on there, and you like the B-side as much as you do the main one or more.
Yeah, no, this was a very interesting song. I really enjoyed it. It has a very Gaelic feel to it with the way that they did like the violins and stuff like that. I thought it was a lot of fun. And it's definitely standing out because this is Bushiroad's newest band, and so I think if they're going to do a new band, that I think they have to do something a little different, a little unique, because like they're starting to get to the point to where if they don't stand out, they're just going to blend in with the crowd because they already have so many of them. So definitely very interesting. I would love to hear Ken repronounce the name because I read that as Morphonica, and so maybe I'm reading that wrong, but that would be the way that I would read that. But I imagine Ken's probably heard it pronounced more than me. So
No, you're probably right on that because it is a musical term. I can't read music terms, so.
yeah, it's like it just reminds me of the word harmonica, and that's why I'm thinking of it. It's like a morph of a harmonica. That's the way I'm kind of reading that. So I I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun, and yeah, we'll talk about one when we get to one. But of the two groups, I think this was the standout song of the week. And I didn't even think to listen to the B-side song, honestly, when we were doing prep work for the show. So being bad host there, but still, I thought Daylight was a lot of fun. And like I said, it has a very Gaelic feel to it. Definitely more European style rock, which is very nice, and definitely a good deviation from the other bands. And it'll be very interesting to see if they continue that European style influence more so in the upcoming singles that they do.
So I'm with Daylight. I heard the preview for this when the band was first announced for this, and when the initial preview for this song came out, I had my trepidations, to say the least, because the lead singer for this band is going to be Amane Shindo Amane, and she is Hibiki's newest acquiree, and is at the time when they recorded was 14 years old. So I have trepidations regardless. With that, the thing is, her vocal skills is just starting out, and this is her first vocal debut. And in my opinion, it took you can kind of tell that on the debuting side, she had a little trepidation, and that the song Daylight for me really shows that it's more about the violinist more than anything else. And you can really tell that, because the person that does play the violinist is Ayasa, and she is a very, very prolific violinist in the music industry. She's played backup for Yamamoto Sayaka, the NMB one. She actually just was, after she finished the tour for her latest tour, it was a reveal that she was going to be in Bang Dream. And a lot of people thought of that because immediately when they see violinist, they think of her. She does covers for a lot of anime bands and all that stuff. So I had trepidation going into this, and it really solidified that trepidation that her vocal skills is just starting, and it's going to sound a little wobbly at first. I won't judge them for this one. Their B-side is much better, in my opinion, but that's going with a lot of what Bushiroad has been doing as of late, where I personally believe the B-side for a lot of their tracks is much, much better. But because I feel that way with Riza Sulan, like a lot of their B-side tracks is much, much better. And Kinhiro E no Prelude is a great track, in my opinion. The violin actually feels a little off in that B-side track, actually, in my opinion, but neither here nor there. Vocally wise, it sounds a little bit much more better. But that's my whole opinion on this. I had trepidations with them from the beginning because of the vocalist I already knew, but they're really pushing hard on her. She's been in a lot of their other things, but that's neither here nor there. Regardless, Daylight sold a lovely 20,297 points. And continuing on up to number 4, it is Gorenge by Lisa. Nothing much more we can say there. She just reached top anime song for 2020, reaching over in June here. So that's saying something that Gorenge is on here, for even though it was released last year, it is the top song for 2020. But regardless, Gorenge sold a lovely 20,522 points. Going on up to number 3, it is Kosui by Eito. And nothing much more we can say because it's a continuation of last week. But regardless, this week it sold a lovely 22,066 points. And going on up to number 2, it is Yoru ni Kakeru by Yaosobi. Nothing much more we can say. Yaosobi's been on a roll, and I can't wait to see what is going to be next for this artist. And this week it sold a lovely 29,468 points. And going on up to number 1, it is Mirai wa Onna no Tame ni Aru by Warukuru. I think it is German. I'm not too sure. Walkure. It's very, very interesting sounding. But this is one of the idol groups from the Macross series, and it is something. That's all I'll say for this song. What do you guys thought about it?
It was okay. I didn't actually really care for it. This was probably one of my least favorites on the Oricon, and definitely my least favorite of the new ones. Because I think the Daylight single was way more solid than this, but I didn't actually care for it. I don't know if it was just the vocals or what, but it didn't do it for me. It didn't have as much oomph. It didn't feel memorable. I think it was just a combination of the anime and the vocals. It sounded like your typical one you're probably not going to remember, and I actually only remember the horrible CGI. And I only looked down at it a few times because I was trying not to watch it and just listen to it.
Well, to bring this out, they brought vocalists or seiyus from all over of different vocal ranges, and they didn't try to harmonize them. And to taking a famous line that I always like to dig at you, Gray, it just sounds like noise.
Yeah.
At this point, with this particular track, I'm not. It's very difficult if you're not going to try harmonize your vocalists. It's very, very difficult to stand by a song that is not going to harmonize them. And it sounds like they recorded each track by themselves and then merged it. That's honestly how I felt that they did for this song.
Yeah, this song it's kind of all over the place. I will say I feel like the composition of it is okay. I feel like it's one of the higher points of the song, but when you're doing idol groups, you want the composition to be solid and good, but you don't want it to be the best part about the song. Because your vocalists should be the standouts of it. That's why you have them. And Ken's 100% right. It doesn't really sound like they recorded it together in the same room. And I get that might have been very difficult and stuff, but for them to do with the current situation going on. But there's ways for them to record while still hearing each other, and being safe. And the fact that, it just sounds like, they recorded individual tracks, they slapped it together. It just doesn't really work. And it's one of the things that I really felt about this, and this is a common criticism I've had lately, is I feel like a lot of songs really are just, especially when you have like these idol games, they're just too damn long. There's no reason for the song to be 5 minutes. There just isn't. It's over 5 minutes long. They could have done it in 3.5. And if it was a 3.5 minute song, I'd been like, well, the vocals are kind of all over the place, but the composition's pretty solid, and it's pretty decent. But even after 5 minutes, I'm like, okay, I'm ready for this song to be over with. Like, why is it this long? I don't understand. And it overstays its what little welcome it could have ever had, and it just doesn't sound too great to begin with. Hopefully, we'll see what happens, but this week this song is just not, I don't care much for it.
So what did you feel about Daylight then? Because Daylight was almost a 6-minute track.
Daylight was fun and enjoyable, and I did not think that song, one, overstayed its welcome, or two,
it didn't feel like it didn't feel like a yeah. Because it gelled a little bit more better, in my opinion. Yeah, I can kind of see that. And if a song doesn't gel well for you initially, you're gonna be counting down when it ends, pretty much, I guess.
Exactly. Because if the song does not sweep you away, all you're thinking about is how long have you been listening to the song. You're not thinking about the song itself. You're like, my God, this thing's dragged on.
I felt the same way. I kept thinking, is it over yet? It's still going. How many more minutes do I have left? That's actually what I felt. It felt like it went longer than the 5 to 6 minutes it was, Well, even though Daylight was long, Daylight didn't feel like that because I do agree with both of you on that one. It felt too long too. The vocals, they just didn't harmonize them correctly. I felt like Daylight did. Well, this did not. And this was all over the place. It was like noise, and it didn't do anything to pull you in or grab your attention. It just made you draw at that time and waiting, like, is it over yet?
I mean, yeah. I mean, regardless, we'll see because the Macross series, this isn't the first time that they released something like this, and it definitely won't be the last. So it'll be interesting to see what they can do. I wonder if their songs from this particular unit is fairly similarly sounding, or if it was just the one-off week that they had, and it could have just been with how everything's going on. It was difficult to put things together, and it's just a happened of circumstance right there. But
yeah, that was like my first thought with the vocals is I know a lot of people have been recording stuff from home and kind of like they've been mixing it remotely and whatnot, and that could have led to the vocals being the way that they were. In all honesty, which again, you know, it's not an excuse. They could have done better. There's a lot of vocalists who, you have not to point out a superior group in every way, but you have, a group like Color Creation who's, doing a cappella numbers right now on their YouTube feed. They're doing those independently, and they're still managing to hear each other. They're still managing to do that. There was a way for them to record this in the current difficulty times. So, it could have been a budget thing too, I guess. Maybe they just didn't have the
yeah,
budget
I was going to say that's not kind of fair to put Color Creation to that because they have Warner money. And
they do have Warner money.
Then this group is done by Flying Dog, and Flying Dog is a much more lower on the pole label, so to speak, that
they're a sub-label of King Records, if I'm correct, so they don't have, like, all the funding like the main people of King do. Like, Nana Mizuki's under the main label, while Sakamoto Maya's under the Flying Dog label. So I do agree, the funding-wise. And plus, this was Macross, correct?
Yeah. You would think that Macross would put in a little bit more oomph into that, but as of late, I'm not in the Macross community, but
they are done by Harmony Gold, and everyone knows Harmony Gold is a nightmare licensing wise, which is why we'll never see Macross here. However, I wonder if music wise, I don't think Harmony Gold has that money anymore. They have been hoarding licenses, hanging on to them, and they're not getting any. They're only getting sales within Japan. And I feel like they probably don't have the money to support something like this. I mean, they do get a lot of sales in Japan, but if they had international licenses and wouldn't hold it hostage, then they'd probably get more money to do better qualities and be able to put, more money into, like, the music, too. So I do feel like money was probably a big issue.
Yeah, there could be a caveat of things, but it's unfortunate of what happened here, but we'll see here. It was used for the movie, so maybe it did well, the movie anyway. But regardless, Mirai wa onna no tame ni aru, so they lovely 32,043 points. It's nothing reaching over 50,000 once again, but that's just how it is. With that, let's continue on to the albums here. And
I'm willing to bet $2 you have number 2.
No, I don't.
Oh man. Okay, I'll send you $2 over the mail.
Continuing on up to the albums here, and we'll start with number 10. It is Star by Kururi, their newest album. I'm very happy for Kururi. I really do like them. Next is Wonderland by Novel Bright. NCT number 2, 127, Neo Zone, Volume 2 by NCT 127. Strobe by Vondi. I am very happy because I really do like Vondi. I am very, very happy for him getting onto the Oricon here. We have the Light mini second album by one of the members from EXO. I am not going to pronounce that.
Yes. Yeah, that looks hard to pronounce.
I think it's Baekhyun.
Baekhyun.
I think. Don't kill me, people, if I say it wrong. I think so. Yeah. I love EXO. They're really good.
Yeah. Well, it's his mini album, his Korean mini album as well. Getting on to number 6. Fujii Kaze with Help Ever Hurt Never at number 5. Traveler by Official Hige Dandism at number 4. Lady Gaga's new album, Don't Kill Me, our editor for not saying what it is, at number 3. Number 2, it is the Final Fantasy VII Remake original soundtrack. I wonder if there's 2 versions for this because they had a special edition and the regular edition, and if they just combined the sales for both, because that is really freaking sad if it is.
That is sad.
No, they did. But yeah, number 1, it is the Bang Dream Girls Band Party Garupa Collection Volume 4. This is the covers for full covers of the songs that were covered in the game, and this is the 4th one. They did a more summer aspecty covers for this time around, and this is the first time that all 7 bands. This is the first time they have both Razorcillion and Morphonica on the collection, so this is more fuel for the fire that they are going to support these bands in the long run. But it'll be good. I don't have this one either, so. But it looks.
When was the last time Afterglow had a release? It's been a while.
When's the last time Kiyakizaka 46 had a release?
Hey, they don't have a leader right now. They have an excuse.
Well, when we get to the news, probably next week, you'll be very surprised of what's going to be announced.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, because NGT48 just announced that they will release a new single. And Afterglow released a single back in October.
Oh, I missed that. I was like, man, it's been so long since we talked about my favorite band.
Yeah, they released something, and it's Ayane Sakura, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, congratulations to them for reaching number 1. I am happy for that. It's showing that the girls' band party isn't stopping anytime soon. I'll tell you that much. But yeah,
train keeps
with
rolling.
That, I want to say thank you very much for listening to this week's episode of Ongakuryu. You can find us at all the lovely social media sites at Ongakuryu on Twitter and Instagram. You can find us on our website at ongakuryu.com. You can find our affiliates. Koryu Hunter, he is a Twitch streamer doing all the lovely horror games. You can check him out at twitch.tv/Koryu Hunter, KYORYUHUNTER. You can also follow our other affiliate, Timbertap, who is a Twitch streamer in his own right. He might be streaming tomorrow. He just had surgery for his gums, so kind of keep him in thought with that. But you can reach him out at twitch.tv/Timbertaft, TIMBRTAFT. And our other affiliate, Rose, who is your sister, Luna, and she is going through all the lovely Monster Hunter World. She did do Minecraft a little while back, and
RuneScape and
I always forget RuneScape. But yeah, she's doing RuneScape, and then she is also doing some art pieces as well. You can check her out at twitch.tv/RainstarKitty, RainstarKitty. You can also find the podcast that I do with me and Timber, with Killwin Timber, called Podosaurus. It is a lovely gaming podcast, and this week we had Fangirl Has No Name, and it was a lot of fun. You can check out that by looking up Koryu Hunter, same as his Twitch handle, on all podcast services. But yeah, you can find me on Twitter at OTYKen1. You can find Redford at RedfordD. And where can we find you, Gray?
You can find me on Twitter at OngakuGray, where I tweet about what I'm watching, what I'm playing, all that fun jazz. I have been playing a lot of Xenoblade Chronicles 2 as of late. Today I just hit chapter 7 of 10, so I'm deep into the story now, and always looking to find time to play a little bit more. So if you want my thoughts and opinions on all that fun stuff, just follow me on Twitter at OngakuGray, where that's what I talk about.
And what about you, Luna?
You can find me on Instagram at Nerdy Collector Luna, and you can find me on Twitter, My Anime List, Anime Planet, and Letterboxd at LunaMarie87. Do you like to put what movies are out and like to retweet a lot from current artists that I recommend people follow.
But yeah, with that, I want to say thank you very much for listening to this week's episode of Ongaku Ryu. I'm your host Ken, saying thank you very much and have a great day. Aloha.
This is Luna saying have a fantastic week, stay safe out there, and we look forward to talking with you next week. Ja mata ne.
And this is Gray. Stay safe out there, guys, and be well. We'll all be right back here next week, so have fun. Later.